channel MuleSoft Unleash. I hope you enjoyed my last video on CurieTech AI's feature of API specification generator. In today's session, we'll explore another incredible CurieTech feature. CurieTech recently introduced a powerful new feature that splits the screen into chats and tasks, making automation more intuitive than ever. The new version, however, offers two flexible options. Chats feed in your requirements and inputs directly, and CurieTech AI will automate based on your instructions. Tasks works like the classic workflow for those who prefer the original approach. Code, test, and documentation tools. Under the code section, you'll find Coder DataWeave Generator API specs, Generator under test, MUnit test generator, sample test data generator, document generator, diagram generator, domain diagram generator, mapping table generator. In the older version, you had to upload a basic project structure to get started. Comparing old and new versions. Let's look at a repository example from the old version that adds debug logs in the process orders flow. Compared to the new UI, this has fewer features and less flexibility. In the updated interface, once you submit a task, CurieTech AI provides updates to your code, highlights the differences between the old and new versions, making verification easy. Lets you give feedback to fine-tune the output. When you approve and submit, the task completes and you can download production-ready code for your business needs. Deep dive, building a SharePoint integration API. Let's explore how to create a MuleSoft API with the new plugin. Ask CurieTech AI, can you help me create an API that connects to a SharePoint site to fetch and upload files both in real time and using polling? With runtime 4.0. Based on its suggestions, confirm key details like including an API specification, application name preferences, polling frequency, and suggested API endpoints. Next, ask, please add Mule config placeholders. I'll fill in the gaps. Yes, this will be a new integration application. Provide a few more inputs, such as SharePoint operations and project details. Finally, request RAML1 0 API v1 SharePoint every 5 minutes. I'll add the project details later. Please proceed with this integration task. Once complete, review the task. Multiple files are included. The file upload response.dwl file contains the response logic for file uploads. The SharePoint API flows.xml file includes the main API flow and error handling. It covers upload file flow, list files flow with a placeholder for SharePoint integration, download file flow, get endpoint to fetch files from SharePoint, delete file flow list files from a specific folder, final response handling. Additionally, it provides a health check API to monitor the API's status and overall health. You can download the entire project using CurieTech AI's download generated code option. Next, let's try importing this code into AnyPoint Studio. However, upon inspection, it appears the code is not in the standard MuleSoft project structure. And you can ask CurieTech to format them into a Mule application that adheres to MuleSoft's standard structure. Next, let's try importing this code into Anypoint Studio. However, upon inspection, it appears the code is not in the standard MuleSoft project structure. Let's create a new API project specification and include all the necessary Mule configuration files, DWL scripts, and config files generated by CurieTech AI. Here is the step-by-step guide. Create a new API project. Create an appropriate project name as per your project standards. Include Mule configuration files. Import the .xml Mule config files generated by CurieTech AI. Add DWL scripts. Place the DataWeave files into the as src main resources folder or as required by your project structure. Add configuration files. Include any .properties or .yam files CurieTech AI generated. Validate the structure. Ensure the project follows the standard MuleSoft format so it can be imported and deployed in Anypoint Studio or Runtime Manager. Lastly, we need to validate the artifact.json and pom.xml files. I'll cover MUnit validation in the next video since the file currently appears blank. For now, I'll copy it over and add it into this new MuleSoft project. At this point, I can safely delete the CurieTech AI generated project because we've already integrated all the necessary components from the generated code. Since the MUnit tests currently appear blank, we'll ignore those errors for now. Because our project needs to run on Mule Runtime 4.4.0, let's remove Runtime 4.9.0 from the build configuration and switch to 4.4.0 to match the project requirements. If you don't already have Mule Runtime 4.4.0 installed in Anypoint Studio, follow these steps. Open Anypoint Studio and go to Help, Install New Software. Search for Mule Runtime 4.4.0, select it and click Next. When prompted, select the runtime version and accept the license agreement. Click Finish to begin the installation. Wait for the installation to complete. When prompted to restart Anypoint Studio, make sure to restart, otherwise the new runtime might not be reflected properly. Now that the project structure looks good, let's approve CurieTech AI's task and mark it as complete for now. In the next video, we'll test this flow in detail. I'll also have the Postman collection ready so we can thoroughly test our API endpoints together. I have to say, I'm genuinely impressed. The CurieTech AI code generation feature makes the entire process incredibly easy. Within just a few hours, we can generate production-ready code while sitting back and letting CurieTech handle the heavy lifting. If you enjoyed it, please like this video and subscribe to my channel MuleSoft Unleash for more updates. And don't forget, drop a comment if there's something specific you'd like me to cover in the next video.